my Lord.
Oh, come on. Don't be so wussy. They were.
Hi, is this Dee?
It is.
Hi, Dee. How are you? This is Eric.
I'm good, Eric. How are you, darling?
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time here.
You are very welcome. How much time are we taking? It's 30, right?
Yeah. Yep. We can do that. That is perfectly fine.
Okay, great.
Yep. So basically, I have a couple breaker questions, just something fun and silly in the beginning of this, and then the rest of it is about you and your craft and your work here, and then I have one finale question that I wrote just for you.
Okay. Let's jump in. I'm ready.
Jump on in. First off, let me ask you. My wife and I do some traveling, and if we came, maybe not right now because of the pandemic, but if we came around California, what would be a local spot to you that we would have to stop by to eat? A good local eatery.
Well, if you like Mexican, Sagebrush Cantina.
Oh, okay.
And if you like ribs, the Valley Inn in Encino.
Ooh, okay, yeah, those both sound absolutely great. We just ate dinner, so I'm not overly hungry, but dear Lord, that sounds awesome. Let me ask you. So with Critters. So now, from what I understand is that movie was based on a dream that director Stephen Herek had. Excuse me. If you and I were to make a horror movie together, and it was based on a dream or a nightmare that you could remember, what would our movie be about?
It would be about drowning.
Ooh, yikes.
Oh, I'm scared to death of drowning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared. Yeah, COVID scares me to death because people can't breathe.
Yeah, the
yeah,
and everything. Yeah, that's terrifying. Have you done lots of like deep sea diving and
oh hell no. No. I have worked up to being able to go snorkeling as long as I have a Bowie around me. I know for a scream queen that sounds really wussy. But my dad, when I was little, threw me in the deep end thinking that would be a great way to teach me how to swim. And I almost drowned. Yeah, that memory has never left my cellular body. Yeah.
Wow. When I was real little, I was probably 6, I saw Jaws for the first time, and that ruined water for me. I've always lived around lakes and water, and dear Lord, I can't even go in pools without, having on glasses and making sure that everything's, safe underneath the top of the water there.
You hear that, Dee? Yeah.
The simple sounds. Yeah, for sure. So now, earlier on in your career, you moved to New York from Kansas. At one point, you covertly delivered some cookies to casting directors. And all of this just being, an incredible push and a drive to be an actress, not letting anything hold you back. My question, can you tell us about some early trials that you had, in your career that made you the better actress that you are today?
Oh, early trials. Wow, I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. I kind of led a really charmed, I had never been out of Kansas in my life. And from the time I left Kansas till the time I started in ET was a little under 7 years, which is unheard of.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I think if there were any trials, it was, how am I going to make enough to live on until I make it? You know, I left Kansas with $3,000 after working 3 jobs. And I thought, oh my God, $3,000, that'll take me for a half a year, right? In Kansas, it would.
Yeah,
but
right.
so I was down to like $4.25. And I called my brother to see if I could borrow $1,000. And the next week, I booked a United Airlines commercial and ended up making almost. So that was the closest to my poor childhood that I ever want to come again, working in the industry.
Oh wow! What? How much did you say you made? The phone cut out for a second there.
I made not right away, but over the period of time when it showed, I made close to $20,000.
Oh wow! Okay.
Well, and you know, for a poor little girl from Kansas, I thought I died and gone to heaven.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's one thing too. You know, as far as it shows with that push and that drive. And I wanted to ask that because even now, so to speak, as far as making it and being a famous actress and the screen queen that you are and everything, you still see that, and you still see a constant push and a constant strive in the work that you're doing, even outside of acting, with public speaking and being an author and such. So I was interested to hear some of the earlier things that you had to push through.
Well, I think the biggest thing we all have to push through are our own limitations.
Okay.
If we can just get ourselves out of the way, it's a lot easier to follow our dream, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, we're the biggest ones in our way. And we've just got to take all those old limiting stories and go, you know what? I ain't telling them anymore. I ain't living them anymore. And I'm going to go live my powerful life. Whatever happened to me, it's in the past, right?
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, push on through. Keep it going.
That's right. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Right.
Or as Nike says, just do it.
Do it. So speaking of, you mentioned that, one scene that a lot of people mention in the horror community, that's not so to speak, a typical horror movie, but in E.T., when poor E.T. turns white toward the end, even my wife, ever since I've known her, has said that scene just scares the crap out of her since she's been little. What are 3 scenes in horror or film in general that remain terrifying to you?
Oh, for sure, The Exorcist is at the top of my list. That was so real to me. And I can't even tell you why, because I was raised in a relatively religious upbringing. I was Methodist. But the Exorcist, a film called Don't Look Now. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God. That little thing. But anybody that wants to study directing, see that film, because you never see anything. You never see anything. Right. But the way he builds it and shoots it, and of course the acting is amazing. Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie in it. And drowning.
Okay.
We're back to drowning again.
Back to the sharks and then the ocean. Okay. All right. If you could have kept any one piece from a movie that you've worked on, what would it be? May it be a prop or a piece of set design, maybe like an outfit?
Boy, you ask good questions, dude.
Honestly, I have tried to do my research and not ask stuff that you've heard over and over. So
I think it would be the baseball bat in Cujo.
Oh man, absolutely!
I could make a lot of money if I had that baseball bat right now.
Ever get shot? Yeah, boy, oh boy.
I had this idea to make this short little horror film called Stay Home. that just came out on Bloody Disgusting, and one of the cookies in it is me picking up a baseball bat to defend myself.
Okay,
yeah. So
we're gonna hit on that, and I was gonna ask if there was a couple of little things. I didn't want to make too big of a spoiler, but you just hit that right on the head. So that is awesome.
Well, it's the only one I'm going to give away. But hey, I think we've got close to 10,000 views now. They just rolled it out like a week ago, and people are loving it. And we just did it as a love message to our fans. Barbara Crampton, Kane Hodder, myself, Danielle Harris, and Scout Taylor Compton. And my daughter and Chris Heck wrote it and co-directed it. So it was a fun little family affair. We all did it in our homes, right? So it was all COVID compliant. What?
Did you film it yourself as far as like the actual filming of it?
Well, we filmed it in homes with our iPhones and little GoPro.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I was going to ask that. That's awesome. Is that the first time that you've ever done anything like that?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yes, indeed.
Everything turned out so great with that. What can you tell us about your role in Stay Home?
Well, it's a whole take on the COVID thing. If you want to stay safe, stay home. Well, of course, so all of us stay home and none of us are safe.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Yeah.
I play me.
Yeah.
I play me. We all play ourselves in this, and there's a killer afoot, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Go watch it. You'll love it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I saw it on YouTube, and I know it was on Bloody Disgusting and has tons and tons of views now. One other question about Stay Home, with all the directors and just huge names that you've worked with over the years, what was it like to look at the director's chair, I guess so to speak, in this sense, and to see your daughter?
Well, my daughter has won quite a few awards for two of her short films that she's done, and she actually directed me in one of them. So it was not surprising to me. Although I have to tell you, she surprises me every day with her power and her creativity and her chutzpah of getting out there. She's written a bestseller book on Amazon, Eat, Pray, #FML, and she's talking to people now about maybe turning it into a series. I mean, she's just a little go-getter, boy. And somebody said, boy, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. And I went, well, this tree never directed. This tree, yeah. I mean, I've directed theater, but, I think if I could direct in the way Gabrielle has directed, where she has people surrounding her that she's chosen and kind of the power on the set, then I might consider it. But boy, you couldn't pay me enough to get into all the politics of some of this stuff. No way.
Okay. Yeah, that was so, and I didn't realize that. I apologize. I didn't know that you guys had worked together before. So that's a really, really cool thing to be, involved in film, the years that you have, and then have your daughter grow up and be in the, in the business and kind of take even a little bit of a further steps with it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
okay.
She's, her daddy directed, so I think she's following in his footsteps some.
If you could say, as far as with Critters, so you were in the first movie and then you returned for Critters Attack. What made you return to the franchise after all these years?
Well, I wanted to work. I thought my fans would love it. I mean, I didn't sign on until I read it and my first question was, are the critters going to be CGI? Because if they were going to do the critters CGI, I wouldn't have done it. I think the fans would not have been happy. you know.
Absolutely.
But I read it, and unfortunately, a lot of my part we never even got to film once I got down there because they ran out of time. A lot of other issues.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. I thought the fans would get off on it, and I would get to go back to Cape Town, South Africa, which is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. Although New Zealand and Australia are right up there too. And you know, and I got to play this ball buster.
Right.
You know, so I had a lot of fun doing it.
Okay. What was there initially, like with the original sequels, something about those that you didn't want to take part in those, or was it just kind of a scheduling thing that didn't line up?
You know, I don't really remember. I think they brought me maybe one, and I just really don't remember whether I didn't want to do it or they didn't even bring it to me.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, you know, I shouldn't even say recently, but in the last few years, you've done more with public speaking. As I said, you've written now 4 books, correct?
I have 5 books, and I'm halfway through my one. Yeah.
Holy moly! Okay. What can you tell us about this brand new one coming?
Well, it's my intention is to write this book that anybody can go to get the entire creation process in one book.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How energy works, how to work with energy, how to use energy to create what you want, money, success, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so.
Wow, okay, awesome. And now you've done public speaking as well. In 2018, you got to do your very own TED Talk. Can you tell us about that, and how did that come up? Were you approached? Did you request to be involved?
Oh, I set a really strong intention that I wanted to do a TED Talk. Okay. And so I sent it out and had a lot of replies, and that's the particular place that seemed to be a better match for me. Okay. I really wanted to get out the message of how our childhood is running our lives. And scientifically, most people don't know that the way we see ourselves in the world and the way we think the world sees us and how we fit into it, totally in place by 8 years old. Yeah,
that's absolutely wild.
So,
and the whole thing was so moving. I watched it, and I spread it to some of my friends as well. And
thank you.
Very deeply moving thing, and really makes you look into a lot of things and realize a lot of things as well too. So I applaud.
Well, thanks. There were a lot of psychologists and psychiatrists in the office, and they are in the audience, and they came up to me afterwards and said, "Man, we have talked about and worked with the inner child, but never from this perspective." And they were going to take it into their practices and use it. So I felt like I had really accomplished getting the word out there the way that I wanted to. And I know I get emails from people that have watched it that go, "Oh my God, now I know why, blah, blah, blah. Now I know why I'm run with that fear. Now I know why, I think men a big piece of shit because look at what happened to me with my father, right?"
Yeah.
So.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's really, really moving stuff. I guess with that, over the years with all the film credits you have, all the things that you've had, different opportunities to do public speaking, writing, being an author, all the successes, wrapped up in general over the span of your career. What is it that pushes you today or keeps you inspired to keep on moving, keep on, getting to the next
level? I got to create. If I'm not creating, I'm just not happy.
Yeah. Okay.
I just feel dead. So, I just get up every day and go, okay, these are the limitations the world has given us. What can I create within them?
Sure.
And that's why we did that little short film. That's why I started my next book. I just finished teaching a huge for people. And I think if you get up every day and ask what you can create and what you can put back out into the world, you'd be surprised that a lot of your excuses go away.
Huh. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's incredible. Certainly, I mean, looking into a lot of, the stuff that you have going on and just, past, I mean, myself always knowing you as the actress that you are and the scream queen and all the incredible work that you've had, but then looking into the further things as well, you have so much more. And so I think it's really incredible and something, for people to be aware of and to see if they're not, because, I mean, you're doing a lot of really incredible things. So I applaud and
thank you. And, everybody has this ability. But you have to know that you have it. You have to accept it. You have to accept the power of your own choice and creation. And then you have a lot more power to step out and do what you want to do.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Look, this is going to bring us to our finale here. I didn't want to take up too much of your time here. If this is your opportunity, if you wanted to let everybody know what you have going on, what you have coming up, you go on ahead, and this is your floor now, man.
Well, I have 3 movies coming out. When and if movies ever come out again. Right. And of course my book, and I am off to do a movie tomorrow.
Wow.
Which I can't really talk a lot about because it's a part of a franchise. The horror fans are going to love it, but I can't really talk too much about it. And
my Lord.
So I've got a lot of things brewing in the works.
Man, that's awesome. So cool to hear. Yeah, I'm not going to pry or anything like that. I highly anticipate seeing what this is, and especially being a part of a franchise. That's really, really cool and exciting. So awesome. I do have one finale question for you, and actually the theme of it and the name of it comes from another horror movie that you have been in as well. And this finale question is called Popcorn. So in this question here, in this scenario, in the movie Popcorn, you play a character named Maggie. Maggie's classmate Toby has an idea for an all-night horror movie marathon. If you could host a horror movie marathon with 3 horror movies of your own choosing, what 3 movies would you choose?
Ooh. Well, The Exorcist for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Cujo and the Howling, quite frankly.
Nice.
Not to toot my own horn, but hey, if I'm going to throw it.
Right. You have to, some of the younger crowd that may have not been affected. And may I say, too, Cujo absolutely ruined dogs for me for so long. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, come on. Don't be so wussy. They were all trained to go after toys. They were having the time of their lives.
Yeah. No, I know that, too. And it's been really cool to look into, how it was made and how, professional everything was as far as the set, too. But, dear Lord, seeing those St. Bernards, I can't even remember how old I was, probably maybe 9 or 10 when I saw that. But holy moly. Anytime I saw a St. Bernard, I was like, oh. Put my fingers up in the
I know, and they're the gentlest, sweetest little dogs. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Dee, look, this is our time. I'm not going to take any more. I absolutely appreciate you taking the time here, and thank you so much.
Well, this was a really fun interview, dude. You did great. You asked some great questions. I had a lot of fun, so thank you.
Thank you. All right, you have a good night now. Take care.
That's the plan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He's a lo-fi horror guy. Yeah, he's kind of a guy, but he is so lo-fi, a horror guy. Yeah.